Hello, every pony. I am Venomous Pie. You guys know me full well as the Pinkie Pie of the group. I am joined by my fellow colleagues. We have here our Rainbow Dash, which is Kanata.
This episode sucked.
Wow, right off the gate. We have our Rarity, which is Jedi Padawan Danielle.
Greens, I am here to stay your waifus. Starting with Violet. I know it's Violet and I can Starlight. Think about Starlight.
I'm not thinking so, buddy.
We also have our Spike, which is Elite Yoshi.
Hello, and as a little quick update, I would like to say that I actually may have possibly found a new home.
Sweet.
Oh, nice.
Although I can't be sure for certain. The house has a lot of competition right now with a few other people, but I've got my fingers crossed for this one.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
Good luck.
We have our Twilight, which is Shockwet.
She's like,
I knew it, you're gonna use that.
Did you really have to do that right now?
That's what I think about this certain character in this episode.
Anyway, we have our Fluttershy, which is Violet Bloom.
Closing the bunker door.
Hey, wait for me!
We have our Sunset Shimmer, which is Crimson Starbright.
Oops. Darn it, that wasn't intentional.
Anyways, hello every pony. It's your friendly pony around the neighborhood, Crimson Starbright, to fill you all with bright smiles and keep those hearts burning strong.
Awesome. and lastly, we have our Starlight Glimmer, which is Neon Blade.
Hello, and everyone, and also, Sorado!
What?
Anyway.
What?
Well, I had to jump on that wagon.
Anyways, welcome back to another episode of Bronimaniacs Discuss. Today's episode will be hard to say anything. I don't think it's hard to say anything about this episode in particular, however. So, you know the whole shtick. We go for a random order of what we do like, and then we'll go in reverse order for what we don't like. So, who's going to be up first? I'm going to choose Neon.
God darn it.
Good luck.
Well, yeah. Just blame the dragon for the first step. Just like always. Oh well. Not to say anything. Well, that's actually the same for me right now as the saying in positive for the episode. What did I like about the episode? Well, I think to put it simply, I think the continuity bits within the episode was something I enjoyed the most.
Yeah.
No potion.
No potion!
I personally didn't find that funny, but that's just me. I know a lot of people did.
Yeah, but the reason why I picked this is actually that they did it in a more unique way. Like that actually Big Mac is the one to talk about that part of it. I mean, I think it would be like, okay, the CMCs would make the idea first, and then Big Mac like, nope. But that would be the easier part. That's what I actually liked about it. Kind of like this. Somewhat they learned it, but somehow the writers recognized the make it a little bit more funny for us as the fans. Because I'm gonna bet $5 on that one, and it has at least 5 to 6 people who had the exact same reaction with Big Mac in that episode when it aired for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
Who do you pass it off to?
Eeny, miny, moo. I take the one in the floof, and that's Bloomy.
Alright, Violet, you're up.
Literally.
Anyway, what I liked about the well, honestly, I have to say the fact that Big Mac talks more.
Yeah.
This time it didn't annoy me like in the Where the Apple Lies.
Mm.
I mean, it really shows that Big Mac is slowly coming out of his shell from what happened in the past of him saying to talk less to now actually talking small talk instead of just going with the E yup and E nope.
Yeah, I get the feeling that the writers are becoming more comfortable with Big Macintosh.
Mm-hmm.
And it really does show here.
Don't get me wrong, Turtle is still the best.
Yeah, I think there has to be something real big to top that.
Yeah. Anything else on that, Violet?
Not really much.
Alrighty.
So, I'm gonna pass it off to... Well, since I'm kind of need to brace myself for what's going to happen, I jump in Venom's floof.
So I guess I'm up next then. Okay.
Didn't we agree not... before you go, Venom, didn't we agree not to cross the floof?
Who said anything about crossing?
In that case, carry on.
Anyways, okay. I think the best can we all agree that the best aspect about this episode is Big Macintosh himself?
I can see that.
Come on, even if you don't like the episode, you gotta admit Big Macintosh was pretty entertaining in this.
He wasn't terrible, but he didn't really stand out to me.
I don't know, but I love Big Macintosh this episode, and even
understandable. I mean, people like Big Mac in this episode. That's fine. It's just he wasn't bad in this episode for me. He just didn't do much for me. He didn't leave much of an impact.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Come to think of it, actually, was it actually Peter New who sang that, or was it someone else?
I think it was Peter New.
It was Peter New.
It's gotta be.
Well, when it was him, then props to him. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved it. I think Big Macintosh is definitely the most entertaining character in this episode. I mean,
no love potions.
Yeah, exactly. I love how Big Macintosh is just going his way just to impress Sugar Bell, even though it's kind of impacted by the CMC. But I really do like that really kind gesture he did towards the very end. I was like, that is actually really sweet of Big Macintosh to do for Sugar Bell. And it won her over. I really don't have anything else to say except I really liked Big Macintosh in this episode. I really do feel that the writers are becoming more comfortable with him. Okay, I guess there goes those days, but he's just a yes or no pony. So with that being said, I am going to pass it off to... You know what? Since this is an episode focusing on chips, how about you, Daniel?
Okay, no, sorry. Hey, if you guys listen closely, you can hear the ship is sinking.
Dude, Dude, that wasn't sinking, that was falling off the skies.
Same effect.
I would use the different clip from the a popular pirate movie, but kind of the audio itself would not do much.
Oh, the one in your tweet, right?
Yes, exactly.
But still, that sound effect kind of fits with all the ships that just came crumbling down because of this episode. I'm just enjoying the screen right now.
Stop blasting
You
holes
and
on my
me.
ship.
You and me.
Anyway, yeah, what I loved about this episode was definitely the sugar mat thing. And I think that they really go well together. I'm gonna be honest, I really enjoyed it. What?
I was skeptical about it at first, but it actually ended up to be a cute ship.
Indeed. And you know what this means? First Sugar Bell's gonna be enjoying her Big Mac. Soon the two of them will be having a McFlurry.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
You're not no seagull.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
You're definitely not sorry.
I regret nothing on this one.
You're sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Alright, anything else on that?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, who do you pass it up to?
Why do I have the feeling you got something else planned? Just the way that is screaming that you have something else planned.
Oh, come on. How bad can I be? How bad can I possibly be?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
You want the long or the short version?
Just proving my point.
I'm good either way.
Thanks for proving my point.
You're welcome. Anyway, I think I will pass it up to Dr. Sharplit Dragon.
He wants to go before Canada.
He wants to go before Canada.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I didn't hear that part, so.
So
So,
let's see.
Crimson, have you
Dion,
gone?
No, I
Dion.
haven't gone yet.
Okay, so you're passing up to Crimson.
Yep.
Alright, you're up, mate.
From a positive, this
Yep.
actually caught me by surprise.
Hmm?
Well, this actually piqued my curiosity also, because when I got curious about what Big Mac was up to. So I'm going around with the Keymark Crusaders wise. I like how they were observing of what's going on with Big Mac lately. That also got me curious as well.
Okay.
And once this started leading up to that part, looks like Big Mac found a special sun pony on his own without help.
Yeah, it's certainly
How much
appears that
time
way.
has passed there?
Good question.
Even I'm trying to figure out how time works in Equestria. And that's saying something since
How
I've been
time works in Equestria is like the Force since Star Wars.
Wibbly wobbly timey wimey.
Well,
It's just minor details.
It's not the Jedi you're looking for.
look on the bright side. At least it didn't go by Disney logic. Anything else you want to add, Crimson?
I guess that's it.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, Elite Yoshi kind of is having some Discord problems, so he's not available. So I guess Sharplit is up.
Neon.
Okay. Huh?
Neon's already gone.
Oh, right, I forgot.
He was first. So anyway, about my positive.
Sorry, my mic's a bit off.
It's okay.
Anyways,
Okay, about my positive. I will also go with the ship, but instead of what Jedi said, I will elaborate by saying, thank you for sinking all the other Big Mac ships. I mean, seriously, Marble could as well be his cousin. Shipping cousins? Ew!
Yeah, this isn't Sword Art Online.
Yeah. And there's also...
No.
And there was also Chili, which was never pretty much a ship because that was the love potion. And Fluttershy, that's the fandom idea. I don't know where it came from. Maybe because they're shy, but because.
It's really vanilla. It probably came from Philly Vanilla.
Can I? But because, come on, Big Mac, I don't know, Big Mac is not that shy. He just chooses not to be much talkative. I think Sugar Bell actually works the best from all of them because that actually feels more genuine because that's the ship Big Mac found on his own, not like it was forced on him. Which is why I like this ship, and that's my positive. But more about this ship sinking the other ships because I'm completely against those ships. Okay, so that'll be off.
So it's off to So it's off to Canada.
Yeah. Brace yourself.
Well, the wrath ain't coming, not until my overall thoughts. That's when the wrath is coming. Okay, my positive for this episode, I'm kind of surprised no one else brought this up. Vincent Tom singing in this episode. Now, the song itself wasn't that good, but just his singing and performance in this episode, in my opinion, was really good. I was impressed with Vincent Tom's singing in this episode.
I didn't use this as my positive, maybe because I am not a big fan of this kind of music.
Yeah, understand.
Neither am I.
I'll get to this, and I'll get to this song in my negative.
Yeah, I think a majority of us is going to bring up that song. But despite the song being not that good, he has a really good singing voice, and I would like to see Vincent Tom singing more songs in the future.
Yeah, I'll give Vincent Tom a lot of credit.
That's all I have to say for my positives.
Oh boy, here's your negative.
Everyone,
hit the deck
now.
No, like I said, the wrath is coming in the overall, not in my negative. Okay, for my negative, I have plenty of negatives, but I'm gonna pick the one that clinched me the most throughout the episode, and that was the fairy tale attempts to get Big Mac and Sugar Bell together. All three of those attempts just felt cringy for me to watch. I just couldn't get into it at all. It just felt worse and worse and worse as time went on. I thought Sweetie Belle would be smarter than that, to rely on fairy tales to get Big Mac and Sugar Belle together. I mean, after all, look at Forever Philly, with Sweetie Belle and how smart, how good of a character that she was. So I thought she was past this. I mean, you can say that she's not completely grown up like Twilight in the game, and that she's just kind of in the middle line of being a teenager and being a kid. So it's like you can make the argument that that she still loves fairy tales and all that. But this was just not the way to go at all, and this just felt more sad than anything. Seeing Big Mac doing all these fairy tale attempts to get Big Mac and Sugar Belle together. This was just not the right direction, in my opinion. If people like this, more power to them. But to me, this was the most cringiest part of the episode, even more than the song that happened later on during the episode.
You want the BS answer on that?
Well, speaking of which, Shuffwit, you're up.
Before that, Karada, you want the bullshit explanation of that?
Sure, go for it.
That was the fairy tale for teenagers.
Oh God. I see what you mean by that.
Intended for children, though.
For kids.
Anyway, my negative. if I think about negatives, I don't know if I can point out something that is really negative. Featherbank. Oh my god! I just genuinely, this guy. No, too easy. That is too easy. Using this clip is just too easy at this point. But fuck it, I'm gonna use it.
God damn it.
Thank you. You're welcome. But anyway, I am the gentleman, and this guy is absolutely the opposite of being a gentleman. This is not a love what he's trying to do. What he is trying to do is to get another number, pretty much. This whole episode, I couldn't stand this guy, how he was trying to hit on the Sugar Bell, not because he was in love, but he wants to have another mare in his list. And probably one of you might point out that he got better at the end of the episode. When he explained that he just can't talk with the mares, he just can sing and swing his mane. But then there were those 3 mares looking at him, and he was looking at them, and I can pretty much see in his eyes like that hubba hubba. Besides, you know what? When I think about this guy, he's the type of the guy who wants to bang another mare and jump like a feather to another.
Bing.
Let's hope that this wasn't the actual intention of that name.
Well, I have this feeling, pretty much. As a gentleman, I feel disgraced by this guy. Burn his guy. Even Flash Sentry is better than him.
I won't actually get to that point on my negative too.
I wouldn't be surprised if people start comparing Featherbank to Gaston. Like, have you noticed that the 3 mares are it doesn't help the fact that the 3 mares that constantly falls off of Featherbank kind of reminds me of the brunettes from Beauty and the Beast.
It's funny that Sweet Belle actually voices one of those 3 mares.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Claire Colette actually played one of those mares.
Okay.
Oops.
Anyways, Crimson? Whenever you're ready, buddy. Oh, he passes. Oh. Wow, that just got awkward. So, Daniel?
Okay, my negative is the song, obviously. Well, as much as I love country music and I love, like, pop music and stuff, the 2 of those mixed together, no. I mean, you're just basically asking for a disaster there. And I will admit the Justin Bieber pony Featherbanks is a pretty good singer, and so is Big Mac, but really when you combine country and pop music together, it's just no. No, no, no!
Hey, Daniel?
You know what that is?
What?
Go on, Venom.
You know what that is? That's Taylor Swift in a nutshell.
Hey, I love Taylor Swift, so don't even go there.
No. What I'm saying is, I'm joking the fact that she does both country and pop.
At least she does it better, though.
Yeah, because she does them separately.
That's my point. If these 2 songs were like separate songs instead of mixed together, they would actually be pretty good songs. But no, they're combined, and it makes it terrible. Well,
hey, Daniel?
Yes?
For me personally, I don't think it's as far off as you may think it is. I don't remember how long ago this was, but like back in like 2003, 2004, there was actually a #1 song in the U.S. that kind of fused country and rap music together, and that formed a #1 song. So it's not as far off as you think it is.
I have never heard. I don't even know what that song is.
I don't know if anybody has heard of this song, but it's a song by Tim McGraw and Nelly called "Over and Over Again."
Oh yeah, I've heard that song before.
I really never heard that song. I have never heard that song before. I'm sorry.
It was basically a country and a rap song kind of mixed together, and that actually became a #1 song and everything. So for me, in my opinion, it's not as far off as you may think it is. Trying to fuse those two genres together, it can be done if done correctly.
Well, this episode really didn't do it correctly then.
Yeah,
not good.
Okay, I guess it's me then. Okay, my negative for the episode, trying to think, because some of my negatives for the episode are basically what you guys already said. It would definitely be Featherbang, but I don't think he's not a total jerk or anything. That's why I didn't compare him to Justin Bieber, because especially for the ending, he's not a total jerk. But personally, I just found Featherbang kind of boring.
I still think he's worse than Flash Sentry.
I compare him to Justin Bieber because basically how he looks.
Yeah, I know. That's another reason why I didn't compare him as such, because it's too easy. But honestly,
do you want to know something, guys?
Yeah.
Does anyone notice that Featherbang's design look a lot like Mando ponies?
Yes, I did notice that.
Yeah.
The only differences I saw was one is more saturated than the other, and they have different cutie marks.
Well, then again, Hasbro did do something like this before in one of the Equestria Girl movies. They had one of No Acting's key marks. Well, it was edited a little differently, but still looks like it a bit.
But anyways, my negative for the episode is also Featherbang, but that's just because I just found her just boring. Like every time that guy appears, I just started yawning.
I hate this guy because he's a disgrace as a man.
Well, I do think he's worse than Flash Sentry because one, Flash Sentry left more of an impact than Featherbang, and two, at least Flash Sentry is nice.
Yeah, but also Featherbang's at least put a little bit more effort in trying to win someone's heart. Or Flash, he really didn't do that much at all compared to Featherbang's when trying to win someone's heart. So.
And Flash had at least have one crush, while Featherbang one moment have crush on Sugar Bear, and another moment he have crush on three another males, and pretty much he wants to go into foursome with them.
Hang on. I kind of have to disagree on that point with you. He actually didn't recognize the three really at the beginning.
But later he did.
Yeah, only because the CMC pointed it out.
Yeah, my point still stands.
Alright.
Just saying.
So that's about it for me. So Violet.
Okay, the negative for this episode, besides what you guys said, is Sweetie Belle's logic with romance.
Yeah, that was really puzzling.
I mean, sure. I like the fact that they had matured a little bit, especially when they learned the lesson about no love potion and everything.
I thought they knew this lesson beforehand, though.
But this is the first time they ever compare romance with a fairy tale, which in the book shows it works. So for their child logic, it means that it will work in real life.
But they're not childs anymore, though. Aren't they supposed to be like in the middle line between a child and a teen?
Yes, but don't forget, they don't know personal romance, so there's that.
Oh wait,
And second, actually, if you
question.
think about it, if the CMCs are kind of like at the beginning of the same of the age of maybe Feather, because let's face it, he actually was a little bit younger than, for example, Big Mac.
True.
So it kind of makes sense that it would make the same mistake, since Feather did the same at the end too.
Question: Isn't Sweeto's logic kind of like Calaverde's was in season 1? You know, with Prince Blueblood.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, good point.
That's the thing. It runs in the family.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Just as with Apple Bloom with the pirate costume.
Yep. Arr.
Oh yeah. I might as well add the costumes for the CMC, which is too cute.
I
call this Apple Bloom is a Jack Sparrow.
I only enjoyed Apple Bloom disguise. That's just me.
Oh yeah, Apple Bloom had the best disguise. That's a definite.
Yeah, but I'm still saying Apple Bloom is the equivalent for Hydra from Warframe. I'm still for that point.
Most likely my reference will be got by the audience, not yours.
Anyways, anything you want to add to that, Violet?
No, that's pretty much it. It's just, I just don't like the fact that they're using fairy tales for the type of romance, because as an English student, I've had to look through fairy tales, and there are some dark history in fairy tales that it was toned down to make it appropriate for kids.
Yeah, not all fairy
Yeah.
tales are like happy.
Oh, you mean the Brothers Grimm?
Actually, I'm talking about Snow White.
Well,
That's
well, that too,
I thought you were
yeah.
gonna say Romeo and Juliet.
I was thinking of
I wouldn't call that.
I was thinking of like Little Red Riding Hood or Hansel and Gretel. If you
I meant the prince and princess type of fairy tales.
Well, I guess it comes to the same point then, just different stories.
Yeah. Good point.
But anyways, anything else? Okay, I guess that's all then. So,
Yeah, I got nothing else to say.
okay, Neon?
Alright, well, my negative on the episode. It might sound a little bit surprising to you guys, but it was actually the fact that one new character has to be an asshole for the sake of the plot. I mean, I get it. It was kind of obvious, especially since it was the same voice actor. But that it was hammered down on Feather in this episode. I didn't actually like that. It was just like they were trying to show the typical boy band trope on someone who actually isn't like that at all. I mean, okay, I have to admit, I cringed as well in the whole scenario. I give you guys that, but still, I think he was kind of clueless as well, if you think about it. It's not like he actually had a guideline too.
Okay.
And that's actually that's something what I didn't like about the episode. The CMCs are more likely excused because they use the fairy tales book. But for Feather's side of you, I don't know. I mean, okay, granted, like Sharpwood said, it could be the whole in-out shebang with that guy. I don't completely dismiss that.
Well.
You know, I could summarize Featherbank in one short sentence.
And that would be?
Hey hop, change of plot.
Yeah, that's actually the fact which I didn't like, that they actually had that it's actually come out like that.
Mm.
You know, if anything,
I mean, okay, we as the fans can get the joke as well, but I mean, for crying out loud, it's still a television show for kids at first. And even just giving, I mean, yet again, it's and what else? It's also worse. It's a male character again. I mean, how many characters we had would be villainized just for the sake of the plot, and how many of them were male?
Well, not really villain, but more antagonists.
Yeah,
Negative
you know what
light.
I mean.
Sunburst. Thorax. Sunburst. Or thorax.
Yeah.
I was talking about being an asshole for the sake of the plot.
No, you were asking how many. No, I think I was naming the character that were male and were not negative characters.
No, I was actually talking about which new characters have been introduced into the show just for the sake of the plot being a bad guy. That's what I meant.
Sombra.
Hey, does mean, Chopper, does mean that you're an antagonist in the story. That doesn't automatically make you a villain.
That's not what I meant by villain. Just like they have to be a complete asshole in the episode just for the sake of the plot. That's what I meant.
Slim Femme.
For example.
Lightning Dust.
That's a female.
1-1. I forgot the name. Reality Investigates.
Yeah, Windrider.
Thanks.
What about the manager from Viva Las Pegasus?
Exactly.
Gladmane?
Oh yeah, that.
Oh yeah, that guy. And there's also that swindler pony in Gifted Them Up High.
Yep. Although I kinda let them pass because, let's face it, I wasn't that long in the US first, but I'm pretty sure there are some shady guys like him running in the cities.
Wait, what about Prince Blueblood?
Yep, best example.
Anyways,
which is actually part of the royal family, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a real pain in the butt.
Okay, let's just move on to the ratings, shall we?
Yeah.
So.
But I guess you guys see my point here.
Yeah, I see your point. So, speaking of which, Neon, what would you give it?
I'll see you later, Joe.
Huh? I came out of
Crimson.
nowhere, sorry.
Huh?
Crimson?
Oh, man.
Okay, back for my rating. Like I said, the fact that with this typical asshole type for the new character, and the fact of the somewhat excused way of the CMC, I didn't really like that episode that much. But I have to admit the fact of the continuity, the development for Big Mac, and just the fact about the writers telling of the other ships, like, that's the real thing now. I kind of give the episode 3 out of 5.
Okay. Fine.
Forget it. It's forgiving, but not that much.
Alright. So, Violet?
I'm gonna have to give this episode 3.
Okay.
Because
my rating.
honestly, I'm rating based on my enjoyment, and I like this episode, so 3 out of 5.
Okay. Also, we got to write these down. Okay. As for me, I am also giving it a 3 because overall it does have some moments, but all in all, I just thought the episode was just meh. like not terrible and not even downright bad, but that's an episode I would actually kind of skip because it was nearly forgettable to me. So, Daniel?
I give this episode 5 out of 5.
5.
Okay.
Oreo.
How am I the only one that's actually positive about this episode? How am I the... I'm ready.
Okay. We get it, Uncle.
Jesus.
We get it, Uncle Jasper.
Yeah, you're not the only one, Daniel. Because Casa also gave it a 5 out of 5. Who is not here. So, anyways, Crimson already gave his rating, but Crimson, are you still here, buddy?
Yeah, I'm still here and trembling.
Okay.
Okay. You wanna say your rating, or do you want me to give it?
It's 3 out of 5.
Okie dokie.
My body is shaking.
I know why too. I saw the picture. I hope things go well for you, dude. So, Shopwit?
Before I go with my... Do you remember how much I gave to parental guidance? Was it 2.5 out of 5?
3.5. Parental guidance, you gave 3.5.
Okay, that's good, because... To be honest, I don't like the parental guidance, but I would rather watch this episode than the one we're talking about right now, which is why I'm also giving this episode 3. I should give 2.5, but I cannot judge episode because of one character, even though that character was a total disgrace to the mans, but whatever. So yeah, 3.
Yeah, okay. And last but certainly not least, Kanata.
AKA the Captain Salt.
Okay, this may take a few minutes. I'm going to be on my soapbox on this one. I got a lot to say about this.
Well, lucky enough, I got a soapbox right here, so here you go.
Yeah. Okay, I enjoyed Applejack's disguise in this episode. I enjoyed Vincent Tom singing in this episode, and I enjoyed Featherbanks at the end of this episode where he said he could write poetry, he can juggle, but he can't talk to girls. Some people may not like it, but I think I like that small little quirk in that character. It shows that, that you can be amazing at a lot of things, but you can still struggle at the most simplest of other things. So I'm glad that they added that to Featherbank's character at the end of the episode. It doesn't make Featherbank a good episode by any means, but at least it makes him slightly redeemable to me in this episode.
Yeah, that's actually what I meant by that. At the end, he was kind of redeemed in a way, I would say, but just that tiny bit in comparison to the whole episode.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's not enough to really, justify everything else he did, but at least he did something that made him completely not a complete douchebag.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, for my negatives, the fairy tale attempts to get Big Mac and Sugar Bell together, I didn't like. Featherbanks, for the most part, I didn't like the corny lines Featherbank gave. Thank goodness he only did like 2 corny lines. I think, they could have done like 5 or more if they really wanted to push it. But I'm glad they kept it, short and sweet, even though I didn't want to see it at all. The song was a bit of a miss, even though Featherbank's part, in my opinion, was decent. Big Max just was sad after his first verse. It's like he just couldn't do it. It was just a sad attempt on trying, even though he was just failing miserably. The ending was a little bit forced. I mean, I can't think of any reasons to make the ending better since you only have like like 5 minutes to like really come up with a good ending to make them two together after everything that has happened. But the ending felt a little forced and rushed, in my opinion. It's like in the span of 3 minutes, it goes from Big Mac being down to Big Mac and Sugar Bell being together and everything. It needed more. The ending needed more time, but at the same time, I don't know what they could have done or what they could have taken out of the episode to make it better. And this is the one. This is like the one thing that really kills this episode for me.
I can see that.
Yeah. The one thing that really kills this episode for me, in my personal opinion, and I know some are going to disagree with me on this, the fact that this episode shouldn't even exist to begin with. It feels like this episode was only made because fans, emailed to Hasbro and everything and said, hey, we don't like Big Mac and Marble Pie. We don't want to see them two as a couple. So they had to come up with an alternative to have Big Mac be together with someone else. I just don't like it when fans make Hasbro change their minds. I could be dead wrong if this was the intention all along, but if this was the intention all along, then why did they show indications and heartbreakers of, Marble Pie and Big Mac blushing and showing signs that they have a crush on each other? Why do that if this was the intention? If this was the intention at the end of the day.
Maybe this episode was written by the new writer, so he didn't know about this whole Marble Mac.
How do you not know about the other episodes when writing for new episodes? Shouldn't you be knowledgeable of the past episodes?
That's actually the problem with with what I have. That's actually the problem I have with the parental guidance. It's not, although it's not as big as this one here.
Yeah, just for me personally, this episode just felt unnecessary to even have. We all have those episodes where we think to ourselves, okay, this episode shouldn't even exist at all. And for me, this was one of the few episodes that to me it just shouldn't exist at all. I know some people don't like Big Mac and Marble Pie because of it could be interpreted as incest and everything, but I never saw it as that. I personally never saw a problem with this, so it's really upsetting that fans fans made Hasbro change their original plans to make this episode, and that really kills it for me. It's like the Flash Century thing and Equestria Girls with Flash Century, being with Twilight and everything. I mean, I could be dead wrong on this, and this was the intention all along. But to me, it doesn't make any sense,
This is a big assumption to think that it was Brody's who forced Hasbro to actually change the Big Mac ship from Marble to Sugar Bell. Because come on, Hasbro is a corporation. If they want, they might as well close the My Little Pony as well, and we would have nothing to do with it.
Well, yes, but at the same time, it's like why create scenarios of possible stuff in the future and then toss it out? Why indicate something that might happen in the future and then... Because
that's what this show tends to do every time.
What?
Because that's what the show tends to do every time, because like once Aeon of Dream once said, I think that was Aeon, if the show is written by the many writers, it's obvious that there will be some continuity errors.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, that kind of stuff rubs me the wrong way. I don't know if this. I don't notice this happening a lot. I mean, if this happens more than Marble Pie and Big Mac and Flash Century, then I don't know about it. But those are the only two plans I can think of, is that they were planting seeds for something, but then they completely went a completely different direction and completely changed plans. I just don't like it when that happens, because it gives off the impression that, hey, that Hasbro caved into the people that hated on Flash Century. They caved in the people that that didn't like Marble and Big Mac being together. It just rubs me the wrong way when that kind of stuff happens. So when you make an episode like this, it just completely rubs me the wrong way because I can't help but feel that all this was all done just because of fans, not liking Marble and Big Mac. And and I understand that some may not like it, but at the same time, don't show signs of doing stuff in the future if you're not gonna do it. Like if you're not gonna do it, don't show signs. If you're gonna show signs, then go through with the original plan. Don't let fans cave into it. You know what you're doing better than what the fans are doing, Hasbro, at the end of the day, in my personal opinion. And even though a lot of people like Sugar Bell, the character and everything, it felt so odd seeing Sugar Bell. It felt so odd seeing Sugar Bell come back in this episode. I was never the biggest fan of Sugar Bell. I didn't know, I don't think, Sugar Bell is really this popular of an episode of a character. Why bring this character back and for him to be with Big Mac of all characters? It just felt odd and bizarre. This episode just didn't do much for me at all.
Well, Kanata, sorry if I say that, but if you're saying that bringing Sugar Bell wasn't actually a good idea since she wasn't that recognizable, then why bring her in bring those characters in the first place with the city in the season 5 opener?
Well, the thing is, I don't think Sugar Bell was never intended to come back again. There are lots of characters in the background, like Berry Punch and Vinyl Scratch, that just appear in Derpy, that appear in the background, but don't really, have a really big focus. And to me, Sugar Bell was that. So it just felt unnecessary for her to have this bigger picture, to have her give her a bigger role, in my opinion.
I can see where you're coming with this, but wasn't Sugar Bell in one way or another the finale like a somewhat mirror copy for Pinky? If I remember the season opener correctly, she was the maker in the city. And she actually wanted to try more, but because of the equalization, she couldn't. So that was actually an interesting premise for her. Her as a character.
You're right about that, but for me personally, it felt odd. It just felt so odd and out of nowhere to just bring Sugar Bell back. It makes sense. Sugar Bell wants to be a good cook and everything, and Applejack and her family does a lot of a lot of apple-like food, so it makes sense, in that aspect. But I don't know. It felt really random to bring back Sugar Bell out of nowhere. It felt random. If people like it, more power to them, but I just couldn't get into that at all.
You want the bullshit explanation again? It's because Hasbro likes to go against us. That's why they brought Sugar Bell, because we already shipped Big Mac and Marble.
Oh, what a shot.
So they're going against our ships.
I just hope all this is done, I just hope, all this is done and Big Mac finally gets to be with the one true, special pony in his life. I hope all
wait, I have another bullshit explanation.
What?
Hasbro or DHX are building harem for Big Mac.
What?
Wait, what?
Harem, I don't know how to spell it in English.
Harlem?
No reason to compare it to Sword Art Online then.
Just keep your enemy out of that. Jesus.
What makes you think we're not weeaboos? Me and Daniel.
I could go the Monty Python route and say get on with it, but I actually found this kind of amusing.
I'm sorry if I'm going wrong. I just have a lot to say about this episode. Even before this episode aired, I knew where this direction was going, and I knew I was not going to like it, and I was going to have a lot to say.
Even though you are saying the same thing over and over again, and that's the definition of insane?
No, wait. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting
Isn't
result.
that exactly what Canada is doing? Saying over and over that this should make no sense?
Well, I'm sorry. You know, if I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry. I'm not intending to repeat myself. I was just about to wrap it up anyways.
You're fine, Canada.
My overall rating for this episode, 1.5 out of 5.
Oh,
Knew
jeez.
it.
That's low.
I thought your rating would be lower.
I knew she would.
Hey, like I said, Applejack's disguise, Featherbank's small development at the end of the episode, and Vincent Tom's, singing in this episode was...
Hang on, wait. Did you say Applejack's this guy?
Yes, he did.
Apple Bloom's disguise. Sorry, I meant Apple Bloom.
Okay, sorry. I just thought I heard wrong.
Don't worry.
Wait, you're talking about incest this whole time, and now you're putting Applejack into the mix.
Sakes. Anyway, those 3 positives I brought up prevented it from being preventing it from having like the worst score. Those 3 positives are enough to where it had tiny redeemable factors for me. So yeah, 1.5 out of 5. Sorry if I went on a little too long, everybody. Didn't mean to.
That's
Yep.
okay.
You're fine, man.
You're fine, Canada of reasons.
Hashtag Canada reason.
Make it
Also-
good.
No one's going to mix the Featherbank.
You know you guys were typing that.
Also, you know what's when we mix Featherbangs with Double Diamond? We get the Backstreet Ponies.
Oh God.
Oh God. No.
If they actually dare to do that, I'm gonna nuke the studio. Whoa. Jesus.
Anyways, I did the math while you guys were doing that. So, the overall rating for Hard to Say Anything, well, group rating, I should say, is... What do you guys think?
Something around the 2 or 2.5?
I'm gonna say 2.5.
I'm guessing 3 or 3.5.
Nah.
Maybe 3.
Someone here is right on the mark.
Who? Okay.
The group
Maybe.
rating for the episode Hard to Say Anything is a 3.5.
I called it.
3.5 hasn't been said.
Because of Daniel's 5.
And Cass is 5.
I bleeping called it.
You said it's a 4, not 3.5. I said it was
I said 3
2.5.
or 3.5. That's what I said.
Okay.
Yeah, he
No,
did.
you said 5.
Huh.
No.
I said for the overall score.
Yeah, he was guessing.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
I meant the reason why it's a 3.5 is because Daniel gives the episode a 5 out of 5.
And so did Casta.
Yes, that's what I meant.
So,
And watches the sink.
but to make you feel better, Kanata, so far this is the lowest rated episode of the season.
Yeah, like I said, I understand, that people can find enjoyment in this episode. This episode just really did nothing for me.
Yeah, it's pretty, almost synonymous, but I get the sense it's a little bit more divisive than that, which is good because it actually strikes up some interesting pointers and conversations.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
anyways,
it's for chaos to help.
So anyways, that'll be all for this episode. Thank you all so much for joining us. Tune in next time when we tackle an episode that, let's be honest here, is going to be surrounded by negativity from what I've heard.
Oh God.
The next episode we'll be covering will be Honest Apple.
Oh boy.
And let's hope this is gonna be the worst episode of this season, because if not, oh my God.
How can we make an honest
I'm
episode?
confident about this episode. It can't be for me personally. It can't be as bad as this episode. It can't.
Well,
God.
well,
Oh, you'll be surprised.
we'll just have to wait and see, and just have draw our own thoughts about it. So,
Yeah.
thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Hey, see ya.
Cannot follow
See ya.